This morning I'm suffering the morning after a Heart Song chanting circle with Kevin James Carroll. I had the opportunity to meet Kevin about 3-4 months ago, and I was astounded. I'd been to Kirtan before, but really this is much more heartfelt and more, for me, more relating to someone who had never been involved in the you singing and coming back. What do you call that?
That's called kirtan.
That is kirtan. I'm showing my ignorance. So that's why I thought, while we're here today, we'd just get Kevin to explain how he's come from and what's brought him to this point of what you do.
It's always a difficult question because for me, life, there wasn't necessarily a turning point. It was more like, if you imagine going down a funnel, first you enter the funnel and that is a really wide rim and you feel like you've got a lot of choices. And then slowly you get funneled in and then you get to this point where your choices get less and less, and then you're just going down the tube and basically you've got no more choice anymore. It feels like you're just on your path and that's your journey.
Yes.
And, I feel like I've got more choices than I've ever had, but my direction is very clear for me at this point in my life to be doing this, as a service, as a full-time service.
And what inspires me is when I watch. I've seen you 3 times now. It's the passion that you have every time you're there. You probably do it 4 to 5 times a week, but each night it's like the first time again.
I think that's the beauty of the heart songs or the mantras. They're prayers. So the more you can, every time you express your prayer, it's fresh.
Yes.
And I think because I don't come from a religious background, people can relate to that, and in some ways, many people are scarred by religion because of the dogma and the ego that's gotten involved with it all.
Correct.
And they've turned away, but their devotion hasn't gone away. And they're looking for a way to express that. And it's the one thing that we all can find common ground. Everyone can agree, on simple truths.
Exactly. And it was evident last night. We had die-hard hippies to 70-year-old women who had never experienced it before, and everyone walked out.
And kids.
And we all had that same beautiful heartfelt feeling by the end of the night. So it's a gift that you have. And the joy is, he lives a Peter Pan life, Bali, swimming with dolphins, Egypt, but it's what you love.
Yeah. It's funny because ultimately all this has come from me, like praying by my bedside, please, God, Spirit, whatever it is, life, just take me and let me be an instrument. I'd already had a fantastic life, when I was coming up to be 36, 40 years of age, and I felt like it's time for me to just give back, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to offer humanity. I'm not the one who's going to come in as the healer or the one that is any better than anyone else. I was just like, well, okay, just use me. However, I let me be part of your plan. And this is the message I share with people, hopefully through my songs and sometimes through my words, is that my dreams were life's dreams, and if I surrender to that life force, which I have done to some degree, it starts living its dreams through me, and they were always life's dreams. And because I felt them, saw them, and then attached an identity to it that came up with some sort of illusion that I had to do something to make it happen, I got in the way. I actually was I was actually suffering with mild depression before I started to really give my life to this. I was a plumber.
Yeah.
And
Kevin the plumber.
Yeah, they called me the spiritual plumber. So I was always raving on deep and meaningful as I've done my whole life. But yeah, I was sort of getting it. No one really knew about it, but it was mild depression. I used to curl up in a ball and just feel like not seeing the world. And then from that, I just got obsessed with writing songs. And yeah, one memory I have is I woke up in the morning and a song was playing in my head, and I was making a cup of tea, and I was like, wow, it's a great song. Where's that from? Where do I know that song from? And I was searching my memory and I couldn't find it. And I realized, oh, that's come from my dream.
Wow.
And so I sat with my guitar and I started playing the song, and I knew the chords. And then the phone rang at 3 o'clock, and it was a friend of mine, and she said, where were you? We were supposed to meet at 1 o'clock, and I'm waiting around. I'm like, oh, I completely forgot. But hey, I've been writing this song. I put the phone down and started playing it to her. And I picked the phone up and I said, you there? You there? And I hear this sobbing. She's just crying on the phone. And yeah, it's just distraught. I was still sitting there in my underwear. All I'd done was drank tea and just written the song. And that's the kind of space I was in for 4 years. And I had so much material that it just mounded up. I had piles of pieces of paper. I've thrown a lot of it out. I've lost a lot of songs. But I'm in the process now of digging some of them up, because I just recorded one.
Oh, really?
That no one's ever heard. I recorded it for fun in Bali, and my daughter heard it, and she said, that's a good song, Dad. And so I took it seriously. Yeah, it's kind of like that. But after recording all that material, there was definitely songs there that I knew everyone would like, and I started to share them. And that's where the heart song kind of journey began. I also had a band, and I was kind of, it was a bit of a dance thing, and I wove in mantras, because I was always into mantras ever since my trip to India when I was 21. And then I stopped the band because I just lost my feeling for it. And I had to say to the band, look, if I'm true to what I sing about, which is follow your heart, then my heart's not in this anymore. And we built quite a strong following in 1 year. And meanwhile, while I had the band, I'd always been doing kirtan. We called it bhajans in Byron Bay. And it was a small little group. We used to gather every week. But when I stopped the band, followers of the band started coming to the kirtan, and they said, could you play that song from the Optimistics? That was the name of our band. And I'd be like, oh, but this is bhajan, this is kirtan. But then I was like, oh well, okay. And that's where it fused.
The mixture. The fusion, yeah.
And it's even now, I see it fusing even more into my songs as well, and people are loving that. So yeah,
it's a big mixture of both worlds.
It's also a life journey.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. What we're going to do, can we finish? One of the ones talking about life journeys was that one last night you sang from the deaf to the.
Oh yeah, acetoma.
Yeah, acetoma. Just listen to this, and it gives you a great idea of a journey that Kevin takes you on. So if you just give us that chorus.
This is a mantra that comes from the oldest language on the planet. It's called Sanskrit. And the English translation I'll sing as well as.
Oh, all right.
타마소마 조티에 가마야 리토마 리탐 가마야 아사토마 사 가마야 타마소마 조티에 가마야 리토마 리탐 가마야. Oh Lord, lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to the light, from the earth to the open skies. Lead me from death to eternal life. Oh Lord, lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to the light, from the earth to the open skies. Lead me from death to eternal life. Masatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotiye Kamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Tamasoma Jyotiye Gamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya.
Well, that's a life story. Below here's a link to Kevin. Come see what he does. Come see us, Kevin.